Welcome to Decades of Horror, the classic era, or as they say in Germany, Jahrzehnte des Grauens, die klassische Ära.
Which is German for bring your bug juice, let's go.
This is episode 193, recorded December 13th, 2024. Actually, it's December 15th.
Gruesome Magazine.
Who cares what day it is?
I've been wanting to do that German for a long time, and I probably screwed it up. So if we got any German listeners at all,
sounded nice.
Let me know. And I want to make a comment here. I am your host, Jeff Mohr, and on this podcast, we cover the good, the bad, and maybe even the ugly films released since the beginning of time through 1969. In each
But
episode,
we've heard that before. What? That's not really an announcement.
we'll discuss the monsters, spirits, psychos, and villains that have haunted movie-going audiences since the dawn of film history. What I wanted to say first is this is my 1,000th podcast with Gruesome Magazine.
Oh my gosh.
Not that I make a list.
Wow.
I make a list. And it is also Santos Ellen Jr., the Black Saint's birthday.
Yeah.
Oh,
Long may he.
Saint.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Black Saint.
Yep. So Facebook throws that at you. So that hit me this morning, and then I was tracking the number of podcasts. So between Gruesome Magazine and all the Decades of Horror and the few odd horror news radios,
I'm probably close behind you, but Doc's
I think you probably are. Doc's probably got like a couple thousand, probably, or more.
1 billion episodes.
All right. With me this week are my incredible co-hosts. First up is Chad Hunt, co-host on Decades of Horror, this, that, and the other one. He's also a film producer, director with Wreak Havoc Productions, and a comic book artist and writer. How you doing, Chad?
I'm good, man. Just sipping on my bug juice and
sipping on
out
juice.
in the freezing cold yesterday, doing some ADR work and finishing up my reshoots, for Seer of Souls, and it was cold, man. Because we had to dress like it was the middle of summer.
You out there in your short shorts, and
how cold was it?
It was cold.
It was
Chad's out there in his Daisy Dukes, and
well, everybody had to dress like it was summertime because we started shooting in the summertime, and after so many delays,
now I get
it went over in the wintertime, and you had to wear the same clothes because it's the same scene.
Did you have to?
How'd that crop top
grass green and stuff, or is it still green?
No, we didn't have to shoot around any grass.
Okay.
If we did, they'd probably do more reshoots. The grass wasn't green like it was back in last summer.
So I'll give you that. It probably felt cold that way. I was going to give you a hard time because.
Well, it was in the 30s. It was in the 30s, and
Very
the gust, the wind made it cold.
Okay.
The wind was
that'll
blowing.
do it. I'll give you that. Also with us is Daphne, who is awesome, stupendous, and likable as hell.
Daphne!
How are you,
Hello.
Daphne?
I'm really good. Looking forward to talking with you guys.
You have a little visitor there behind you.
The Spider Woman.
Yeah, the spider with 6 legs, but that's okay.
more like an insect.
One pair got bit off, I think, or something.
That's okay. That could happen.
It's one of them insect spiders.
Did you make that?
No, I didn't. I picked it up for Halloween and I never put it away.
When he gets cold,
showed up.
Yeah.
You can turn on your light and it'll toast his little buns.
Toast,
there. Also with us is Doc Rotten, Gruesome Magazine's OG. How you doing, Doc?
Nope, not here.
Not with us? Okay.
He's on his own today.
Who are you today?
I'm fine.
Oh, okay.
I'm fine.
They told me that meant effed up, insane, neurotic, and I forget what the E part was. All right.
Egg-headed, I don't know.
Decades of Horror and Gruesome Magazine are partnering with Play Now Media on several of their channels. And in fact, Decades of Horror, the Classic Era is on the Classic Sci-Fi Movie Channel, the Classic Horror Movie Channel, and the Wicked Horror TV Channel. And they have authorized some promo codes for our listeners. So for the Classic Era, use DOH60. So capital D-O-H, capital D, capital O, capital H, 60. And what you get for that is the first month, you get 20% off your first month or 20% off an annual subscription for your first year. This is only good for new subscribers, and it's only good if you sign up on the internet at their web pages. In other words, don't sign up through Amazon or Apple TV or wherever else. You still will download the app from there, but you want to go in and make a username, etc., and sign up on their website. And the website addresses are at our website, gruesomemagazine.com. And if you look up any of the Decades of Horror, the Classic Eras, it lists the 3 websites there in the blog. So do that. It's good stuff. You know what I watched this afternoon? Santo in the Wax Museum.
Ooh, cool.
And it was actually, it was a cool wax museum. Now, it's one of those ones where there's a problem because in the dialogue that's dubbed, they call him Samson instead of Santo. Mm-hmm. But then when he's doing his wrestling match, the crowd is going, Santo, Santo, Santo. And then the announcer goes, Samson is doing this, he's doing that. Anyway,
yep.
It was pretty good quality. I think it's 1963. Anyway, you get to see stuff like that all the time. I just go on the old, and you know what? You can subscribe to all 3 of those channels and get that discount. Played on Media doesn't think you'll do that, but I think some of you might. It's $50 for an annual subscription, so 20% off is $10. It'll be about $40 for an annual subscription. Okay, enough of me rambling. On this podcast, we start by giving some basic details of the film we're covering, followed by each of our first impressions, some taglines that they used to, that somebody thought would help put butts in the seat, our first impressions, and then we'll move on down the road. Okay. And our topic today is Earth versus the Spider, or the Spider, depending on what you prefer, really, because almost every place calls it the Spider, but the title card comes up Earth versus the Spider. Most of the posters say the Spider. I don't know. From 1958. And that is what you look like, that woman screaming, if you catch your dress in the car door and a spider coming for you.
I love this.
And you can't get away. I thought it was interesting because they usually don't even bother coming up with a reason why people don't run. They usually just freeze and scream and the thing gets them.
But I like how it zoomed right in down to her face and stuff too. It was great.
Yeah. She was good at it. This is what we call a BIG movie, directed by Bert I. Gordon, written by Laszlo Gorog and George Worthing Yates. The cast includes Ed Kimmer, June Kenny, Eugene Person, Gene Roth, Mickey Finn, Skip Young, and Hank Peterson. There's some other people in there that I probably should have mentioned, but they're not. They're pretty ancillary.
Some of those names are suspect anyway. Mickey Finn.
Production company.
Person.
The production company is Santa Rosa Productions, distributed by AIP, American International Pictures in the U.S. Filming locations: Colosso Cave Mountain Park in Arizona, Bronson Caves in California, Carlsbad Caverns National Park in New Mexico. No, it wasn't really filmed there. They actually just used pictures as backdrops. And the Universal Studios backlot.
Yeah.
It was filmed in May 1958. Release date, October 31st, 1958. Budget, this is odd. The online sources say 146,000. The commentary on the Blu-ray says they said 100,000, but they wouldn't be surprised if it was more like 80. So I don't know, somewhere in that neighborhood. And a synopsis: teenagers from a rural community and their high school science teacher join forces to battle a giant mutant spider. Do we really know it's a?
I didn't see Bill Mulligan's credits in there.
All right, so
Really am.
that's our movie for the day. And you know what? This is Daphne's pick.
Yep.
So let's hear from Daphne first. What were your first impressions? Had you seen this before?
I hadn't seen this before, but Bert I. Gordon's Food of the Gods is, I love that movie so much.
Food of the Gods, yes.
And so I thought, well, let's watch one of his. And so I saw that it was on Shudder, and I think it was also on Play Now Media. But yeah, so I was excited to see it, and it was crazy. It's and fun, and
It was crazy.
I'm looking forward to talking about so many things from the beginning with the wacky music and the introduction of the different characters, and I don't know, the giant spider. It was all great. It was all great.
Yeah. If you don't know when to get scared, the music will tell you.
No,
This
you
one
will.
very loudly. It will. Okay. Well, let's hear from Doc Rotten next.
Well, this is kind of one of those giant monster classics or infamous classics, right? That I think a lot of people have riff-tracked this one to pieces. It is B-movie gold, though. It's kind of like, yeah, I definitely saw this like on a Saturday afternoon or a Saturday, this was glorious. But oh my God, this movie is so bad. It's so bad, but it's fun as heck. Yeah, I enjoyed myself watching this again. I hadn't seen it all the way through in decades. Decades. Because it has spiders superimposed, and I was like, "Oh, come on, that's the best movie." I'd rather watch Tarantula than this. But it actually, it's ridiculous, and I had a great time.
All right.
Yes.
Excellent. And by the way, Doc, thanks for hiding. I know what you were thinking when I said it. This was my 1000th podcast. You were thinking, "Oh my God, I let him stay around." I couldn't tell on your face at all.
I don't know about Doc, but I was thinking that.
Yeah. So, Chad, how about you? I'm sure you've seen this before.
I've seen this movie a million times, and it keeps getting worse every time I see it.
Wow,
And,
that's saying something.
Juicy
but
Beetle.
yeah, but I don't, and I'm at a loss as to how this movie ever became such a classic that it is. And I realized something. It's because it's so stupid and so bad. And I love watching it every time I do see it. It's fun to watch because it's just crazy. Some of the craziest stuff happens in it. The scale is all off. Sometimes the spider's as big as a house. The other times it's big as a Cadillac, and just up and down, up and down, up and down. And so, yeah, it's got some crazy stuff in it that we'll talk about, I guess. But this is one that's always a fun watch, and I do have a good time watching it.
Yeah, if it's inside, it's about the size of a room. But once it gets outside, it goes woof.
Yeah,
it's the size of 2 stories.
Yeah, sitting on top of a house and everything.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm not sure I ever watched this from beginning to end before, just seeing pieces here and there. So this was a lot of fun. And it is. It's absolutely ridiculous. The writing is terrible.
Dialogue's even worse.
Well, that's what I meant. I mean, they literally just, well, anyway. The plot is go in the cave, look around, find some stuff, get scared, run out of the cave, get some more people, go to the cave, look around, find some stuff.
Spider kills people.
Spider kills people. Knock the spider out, take him back
to the high school.
To the high school.
Yeah, put it on display at the high school where
In the
children
auditorium.
play. Yeah.
Spider wakes up, terrorizes the town, and the scariest
guy
scene in
move
the
out.
movie. The scariest scene in the movie they cut short. There's this little kid that gets up in the street, and it's horrifying.
Yeah,
and they cut it way too fast.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I was left wondering about that kid too. It's like, what does that mean? What happened?
I don't know, but
You're not
wow,
gonna go back there?
did that thing tear up the street? But yeah, and then kids go back into the cave, look around, find some stuff. Spider comes in after him. More people go in after him, kill some people, seal the cave, lock the kids in with the spider. Oh my god. Anyway, I'm sorry. I
Can't close. You can't seal that cave. We need it open for the 4th of July.
I'm kidding.
40-year-old seniors in high school.
Exactly.
Yeah. We break out into musical numbers at the drop of a hat.
Oh my God, yes.
Look, an auditorium. Let's play a
Oh my
song.
God.
We'll talk about that, Chad. Did you fast forward that? It was already.
Hell yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet that conducting looked great.
I bet fast motion.
All right. Well, that brings us to a little segment we call Taglines with Chad.
Oh my God. Look at all these taglines.
I thought you'd have felt like I just assumed you'd have felt like neglected lately because there hasn't been very many taglines.
No, not neglected. Tagline number 1: It must eat you to live. You specifically in the front row. Everyone else can leave. 50 tons of creeping black horror.
Yeah.
50 tons?
50 tons?
50 tons.
How did they get it back to the school?
Some days it was 50 tons. Other days it was big as a Buick. Other days it was a German
That's
Shepherd.
true. That's true.
Bullets won't kill it. Flames can't burn it. Nothing can stop it. Not even stupid rock and roll music from the 50s.
In fact, that wakes it up.
Yeah, it starts doing a little spider dance.
Yeah.
The spider will eat you alive.
Yeah, we're sort of jaded about this spider eating us.
Why are we doing this again? Giant mutant spider. Get your giant mutant spider here.
Pretty much.
Rest delicious giant mutant spider.
Got him on a stick. We got him in a bowl.
The sensational film with shock effects that make you shudder and scream.
Ah.
The ultimate arachnid horror. Well, sometimes insectoid.
Insectoid.
You live at Daphne's place.
Yeah. Sorry, you lose.
We don't have no arachnid spiders here. Bigger than a building, smaller than a beagle. It spreads panic in the city. It feeds on human beings. Careful, you could be the victim, depending on what size it is.
You could be the victim.
And that's been Taglines with Chad.
Chad's our hero, cool and rad. With him reading taglines, they can't be that bad.
I don't know if you can really call me a hero after doing that.
Well,
Chad's a dumbass.
so
Laughably bad.
those are actually translated from foreign posters that actually made sense. For
that actually made sense.
yeah, half the time they don't make any sense whatsoever. So let's take a look at those posters. So that's the one. So this movie, when they started making it, was called The Spider. Then they changed it to Earth versus the Spider. But then when it came out, The Fly had just been a big hit. So they decided to go back to The Spider. But they changed all the marketing, but they didn't change the movie. So the movie title still comes up, Earth versus the Spider, even though almost all the posters just say The Spider.
Okay.
And
Earth versus is like little up in the corner anyway.
Yeah, it's I kind of like it. Something about the colors, and then of course, a scene that isn't in the movie at all.
Always.
No. But that is a classic 50s giant monster movie.
It's great.
Poster.
It's great.
Again, to Chad's credit, the scale is off. Okay, well, here's a couple that actually said Earth versus the Spider, and I think the one on the top is the on the Blu-ray. You can it's got one of those reversible covers. So the one cover will look like the poster we just showed, and the other one looks like that. So I think that's the Blu-ray cover. And I don't know about the other one. It looks kind of funky, that font on Earth versus.
It's a DVD, obviously.
Both of those fonts look more modern day computer generated fonts than
Deluxe full screen edition.
Full screen.
Faded
Hey, Spider, stop taking this girl's clothes off.
So this was as often is the case.
Pew, pew, pew.
Why? But I like the red and yellow. I do.
The red and yellow is good.
It's appealing.
Help me.
Brain eaters. Look at that.
There's 50
double
tons.
bill with the brain eaters. Yes.
That spider ain't no 50 tons. Look at him.
50 tons of creeping black core. And then
50 tons, and what do you get? Oh, I like that one with the skull. I remember that. Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
How misleading.
I demand my money back.
plus terror from the year 5000.
Terror from the year 5000.
From the time unborn, a hideous she-thing. I don't even know what that means.
Looks like Lee Falk's the Phantom.
Time unborn. It does.
It must teach you.
The she-phantom or something. Okay.
I love that image.
Well, we got some more of those.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Half sheets.
Oh my
Oh
god.
no, look at that one. Googly eyes. Oh my god.
Both of those are pretty weird.
Oh, hey guys, what are you doing?
So strange.
How many eyes do spider have? I don't know. Just give them two and make them big.
Two
Well, I'd
googlies.
give him like puppy dog eyes too. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh, don't kill me.
Hi, I'm your creeping black horror. Hey.
And the other one looks like
Please don't mention my weight. I've been told I weigh 50 tons.
I'm so sensitive.
I'm sensitive about that.
And the bottom one looks almost like an ant
It
spider.
looks like a
hybrid.
tick. It looks like a
A
tick.
tick,
It
yes.
looks like a big
well,
fat
it's got a big thorax. It actually looks. Some spiders are kind of like that, and I guess it's got like I don't know, a lot of eyes.
Yeah, those little red balls all glued to its forehead look like it's supposed to be eyeballs. I guess.
That's a really weird picture.
It's very strange.
And it looks like it's attacking Bums Row in some slum somewhere.
You ever notice how the
Holmes Row in the slum.
the dumber the movie, the more posters there are.
Oh.
Yeah, that I just think that's so cool.
I kind of like that one. That one's got a black border.
AIP at the bottom. Boom.
It must eat you to live.
And there's that same girl in Cop. Now he's pointing his gun up in the air.
Well, at least
Yeah,
I know
they did.
Gilbert.
They changed positions, and the spider's not about to rip her dress off right at this point. But it's got eight legs. Yeah.
Look at all those teeth.
And the skull head. And
Once had a human head.
Exactly. God, that would have been creepy.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? You know why they did? That's because the fly. Because the fly
yeah.
was so big. Yeah.
Yeah.
this is Swedish.
Meow me. Sorry.
You have to.
Swedish?
It's a federal law.
Yeah.
Spin down.
Spin down.
And that tagline at the top was one of the taglines you read. It translated pretty good.
Spin down.
And now we have Italian. I have a couple Italian ones.
Ooh, I like that one.
Del Ragno Nero.
That one's actually movie accurate, though. Look at that.
The Revenge of the something black.
The Black Spider. Revenge of the Black Spider.
Yeah, that one's cool.
And now this one is like
got a vendetta.
He does. And we have the same title here.
That's a cool one.
Ah, look at that.
That's much more like a painting artwork kind of. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I bet that got people in the audience.
For some reason, it looks more like a European village than.
They're everywhere.
Cater to your audience, I guess.
That one's decent too. So let's see.
I've never seen that one. That was awesome.
Now we have the usual bilingual one, and this one's even crazier. I can't remember French. Vampire. The blood-sucking, the vampire spider. And the Dutch, die bloedzuigende spin. The blood-sucking spider.
You still with us, everybody?
Listen to Jeff. I just love that they did those. And then apparently in Belgium, there's it's bilingual country, right? I guess.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all the posters. Yay.
And that's it for the show. Good night. No.
All right. So this is a Bert I. Gordon special. So we have done. This is our fourth Bert I. Gordon.
Oh wow.
The first one on Classic Hero was War of the Colossal Man, or something like that.
Colossal Beast, I think. Yeah, War of the Colossal Beast. Yeah. It's the Amazing Colossal Man and the War of the Colossal Beast.
Okay, we did War of the Colossal Beast because Amazing Colossal Man is one of those movies you can't get anymore because somebody's wife is holding on to it. Won't sell it to anybody to make a Blu-ray. It's the same story as I Was a Teenage Werewolf background. So, and we did two in the 70s, Food of the Gods.
Food of the Gods.
And Empire of the Ants. And Joan Collins gets, well, I can't remember. She gets killed by the ants, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's by the ants. Yeah.
So what is Bert Gordon famous for?
Ida Lupino's in the other one. What is he famous?
I think he's most famous to me for doing B movies with giant bugs and I don't know.
Stuff.
That's what he's big stuff. Giant big stuff.
Well, but then there's Attack of the Puppet People.
Village of the Giants.
Well, they're small.
He's like, I'm ready to do something different.
Yeah.
What could it be? Something opposite of big things.
Picture Mommy Dead. How to Succeed with Sex.
Yeah, that's right. He did some sex comedies, didn't he?
Yep.
I just remembered that I did see this movie before, but it was with like a MST3K or something.
Yes.
So it was fun. So when I was watching it, I was like, oh, this is familiar, but that's what it was from. And I really enjoyed being able to appreciate the movie for that one and like get to see the movie without Yeah,
I watched that yesterday, and at least from my point of view, it wasn't one of the best MST3K, but it's still fun.
There's one of his movies that I don't like. I'm trying to remember what it is. It's what's the one where Village of the Giants, where the teenagers get annoying, even more annoying than usual.
Tommy Kirk and
that may be even dumber than this one, right?
But not in a good way.
That stuff they ate to make them turn big.
You ever seen the Cyclops?
No, I haven't. Is it still possible? Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it's got like the skin growing over his eyes. Kind of like you see a little bit of the Colossal Man in him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've only seen pictures from that movie. Mm-hmm.
And
25-foot man with one big eye.
don't say it.
Someday I'll tell you my big nose joke, but anyway. Probably not. King Dinosaur was his first directing.
Have any of you guys seen the ones, like the later ones, like Burned at the Stake or Satan's Princess?
Mm.
Oh,
No.
me either. I didn't even know about those. So,
Well, and there's a couple. He branches out of this area a little bit. What was the one? The Magic Sword was a different kind of thing that actually had like Basil Rathbone.
oh yeah,
A name person
Kind of
in the movie.
sword and sandally in a way.
Right. Sword, sorcery, adventure, drama, fantasy, etc. And then one called Tormented, that's psychological drama, horror, thriller.
have any of you guys seen Necromancy? Isn't that the one with gosh,
Oh.
Citizen Kane guy?
No drink, no wine before.
Orson Welles?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it is the one
Yeah.
with Orson Welles from
And
Saturday.
Pamela Franklin.
What is
The French.
picture mommy dead?
I have to say that every time somebody mentions Orson Welles. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm glad.
It's funny.
I didn't want to steal your line, so so yeah, he's known for this. Now I want to talk a little bit about, I don't know, 1958. What did you think? I think this is one of those movies where making it a higher resolution just really makes it look even worse. It's the effects, like
that, yeah.
when they're walking in the cave.
Yeah.
I mean, there was like there was a picture of the is it Carlsbad in New Mexico cavern? I forget now.
And then there's a little bit of masked area where they're walking.
Yeah. And they're pictures. They don't even look good, like a good matte painting or anything. They're pictures. And that stalactite that falls.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just looked terrible.
I guess I just took that as I didn't really even I didn't notice it as because I was just expecting it or something. I don't know, but I bet you're right that if you watch it in higher definition, it looks even worse. I imagine that it looked great on a drive-in screen or something.
Oh, that's where this movie thrives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't usually notice it that bad, but it just looked like if I took, it looked like I could have done it.
So, sometimes
I took
it's
a picture and
distracting.
put it on two sides of it. Yeah, for some reason when they're walking in and out of that. So what'd you think of the spider web?
The rope.
The cargo net.
The cargo net, exactly.
Yeah. It's sticky.
Sticky. I almost can't walk on it.
I'm gonna touch it a lot because it's so
I know.
sticky.
It's sticky here. It's sticky there.
Let's jump off it. Oh, let's climb back on it.
Yeah. This is a hole we fell through. Let's climb back in.
Okay.
Meanwhile, it's catching billions of mosquitoes, but it just can't see any of them.
Oh.
Yeah.
When they come to that, they're walking along the ledge or whatever it is, and they come out to where there's kind of a doorway, almost like an opening that you fall off to go into the net. That was absolutely hilarious. I never laughed so hard.
And the spider
She
has.
screams before she falls. She goes, "Oh!" and then jumps. I'm sorry, Doc. What were you gonna say?
No, you're right. She does. But the spider has dialogue.
It sounded like it.
Yeah.
Like,
I
when
swear
did
I heard
spider-
the word a couple times. Go.
Like he just crawled
I
out.
did too. I did too. I was learning like, did you say
Like the shark in Jaws 4.
ow?
Yay! I love
Okay.
it. So much
That,
fun.
that was on one hand the stupidest sound I've ever heard. On the other hand, it got disturbing after a while.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of if that noise was chasing me, I'd be freaked out. I don't know what the hell it was, but
Yeah.
it was,
That could get under your skin if you're
it was
stuck in a
screaming.
cave listening to that. Sure.
So our we only have like 3 or 4 what I would call leads, and I may have shorted the other people here, but this is Carol and Mike.
Brady?
Carol is played
That's
by
who they inspired.
June Kenny, and
Mike Simpson. It's Mike Simpson.
I know Mike is played by Eugene Person, and was billed as Gene Person in this particular movie with 2 S's. So this I had to put this one picture in here because this was an example of the effect. So
the car at the bottom.
Hot rod.
Yes.
That had to be a 2-dimensional cutout, wasn't it?
Mhm.
I mean, weren't they like sitting in chairs behind the background?
Looks like it.
And they're sitting in front of a screen that's just showing a road driving. It's hilarious. It's great old B-movie magic.
Yep.
So
Yeah. You're right though. Sometimes with the higher definition, every once in a while it can be distracting, takes you out of it.
I mean, I think I was allowing for it. I just thought it was hilarious. I thought,
It's
okay, now,
charming.
wait a minute. Yes, I understand the car with the backdrop, behind it, the rear projection, but having the car be what looks to me to be like a photo cutout in front of them kind of reminded me of Plan 9 from Outer Space when they're flying the airplane. And if I remember right, they had like folding chairs for the pilots.
Yeah, for the pilot seat.
That's right.
Anyway.
Oh my God.
Well, she was in Attack of the. She does okay, I think.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
And her character is really kind of smart compared to Mikey Boy there.
yeah,
she's pretty determined. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're the youngest of the crew, and they're in the mid-20s. And then they borrow a car from Joe, who's in his 30s, who's also in high school with them.
Some of the dumbest people in America.
At first I was like, is he borrowing a car from a teacher? Like at first
and then the teacher is only like 3 years older than Joe.
Exactly.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm looking at their birth dates, and I'm telling you.
So it's hard. It's kind of hard to see them, but in that top picture there, that was all the kids in the band apparently.
The rockin' band.
And the guy on the left is Joe. He's 35 when this movie comes out.
Yes.
And he looks older than
Yes.
He does.
He's not a young.
35.
Oh my God! When they pulled back the first time in the classroom and they're going to ask Joe to borrow the car,
I know.
and he turns around and it's just like, how old is he?
I know. I was
like, oh
I
my
swear,
God!
I was like, is there a teacher sitting in the front row that he's asking
It's
the car?
hilarious. He's so
borrow the
old.
car?
It's like they didn't even bother explaining it. And all. It's like,
No.
who cares?
Just have him say cool and stuff like that. And
Oh God, when
The
he was
kid language.
directing that band, that was hilarious. I don't know what that was. He was just.
He was going.
Yeah, that was.
I don't know what that was. I've never seen anything like it.
Especially watching it on double speed like I
yeah, I
was.
bet.
Yeah.
I was thinking about you, Chad.
I thought about it too.
He watches the movie in like 10 minutes. And everything. That was cool.
Well, especially the musical parts.
I hate
But
music.
But look at that spider leg, man.
I kind of like music.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's spider leg.
I have another shot of that, but that's one of their. That's somewhere in the notes. He's not credited, but they said it's most likely that Paul Blaisdell did that. That spider leg.
Yeah, it was Gordon and Blaisdell that did the effects. I'm pretty sure Blaisdell did all the spidery stuff like that.
And then the other guy I wanted to mention in this picture is, so we had Joe there on the far left in the black shirt, and then next to him is a guy who's credited as Sam the bassist. And his name is Skip Young. And I recognized him. He was a regular on The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. So that bottom picture is a shot of him with Ricky Nelson.
Guys, guess what? Tomorrow I get my first Social Security check. Let's go down to Arnold's for shakes.
I didn't look up how old he is.
I've got the kids for the weekend.
He's playing a young guy in the 60s on Ozzie and Harriet, so I don't know, how old he was.
Yeah.
Then. But anyway.
I was
one of those
reading
guys I recognize. He was in. He didn't do a whole ton of other stuff, I don't think. A few odd things here and there.
That band was actually a real band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they were decent. I liked the song.
They could play. Yeah.
The saxophone player was pretty good. I've never.
I gotta say,
sort of Bill Haley and the Comets type music, not.
Yeah, I think I wrote down the name of their band, but I can't remember. But I was just too busy looking at that one guy. I think he was one of the guitarists with that weird like pirate, or that had like the drawstring neck, and I was like,
wow,
he was pretty fashion forward there.
Checking out the wardrobe.
These guys were called the AARPs.
ARP.
Well, I see a list of the people that played him, but it doesn't say. Or no, that's the music. Okay, I don't know. I didn't see any credits for the band. Maybe you did somewhere. But.
Yeah, and for some reason, maybe I didn't write it down. I don't know. That was a real band though, but the piano player, that was his band. Right. Yeah.
The piano player was Dick Dageston.
Yeah. His name plus the Swingers. That was the band name.
Dick Dageston and the Swingers. Of course.
Who would want to just go start playing music in the same room as a giant mutant spider?
They have to practice. They're playing at the dance that night.
I don't know. And then they get ready to go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And these other people wander in and scream.
Yeah.
The whole thing was ridiculous. Oh, no.
So funny.
A giant spider. Oh, a band.
Let's dance.
Even the science teacher, right? Yes.
Oh my God.
Oh, so funny.
He's got a real crazy line in there too. I didn't get written down, but so that was the guy playing Joe was Troy Patterson. He didn't have a lot of credits, but he was 35.
I heard he's 5 years
For
old.
reals.
So back to Sue Kenny and Eugene Person. She was in Village of the Giants, Attack of the Puppet People, and then Corman had grabbed her for a bunch of his teenage things. So Teenage Doll, Sorority Girl, and Hot Car Girl. And then the world's longest title, The Saga of the Viking Women and Their Voyage to the Waters of the Great Sea Serpent. All of which are Corman films.
Man, put that on the marquee.
Chad.
Oh God, I would have.
Imagine the taglines.
Oh my God!
I used to have to get up on this big ladder and carry this. It was a wooden box full of these, and it was metal letters. They weren't plastic. They were like cast aluminum letters. Carry this box up to the top of this ladder, then hang it there, and then slide back and forth and move the ladder and shit. Anyway, yeah, that would have been a pain. That would have been terrible.
Notorious beauties lost in a fantastic hell on earth. Oh my God, we might have to do this one, guys.
The Saga of the Viking Women.
Yeah.
We may have to.
She also did an episode of Thriller called Waxworks.
That's cool.
Get the wax stuff in there. Mr. Person became primarily a stage producer on Broadway whose shows included things like "You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown."
Good for him.
And he was in 3 Ma and Pa Kettle movies.
On Pa Kettle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ma and Pa Kettle. Ma and Pa
I
Kettle go
remember
to
watching
town.
them in the summer. Yeah.
Ma and Pa Kettle at the fair.
Ma Kettle at the fair.
My Pa was my hero. That's who I wanted to be.
Plug, Pop plugs up the toilet on Christmas.
He doesn't have to do anything.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
So yeah, his part was he kept. I don't even know where to go with this, but he just kept saying stupid stuff.
Yes.
And she kept going, "No, I think I'll do this instead." And he goes, "Okay." He doesn't even.
When she drops the bracelet or whatever it was down into the big hole, and I've got to go get it. He goes, "No, let's don't go get it. I'm going down there." Okay.
Well, I'll give you another one. Oh, to replace the one my dad, who was just killed, gave me for my birthday.
Yeah.
The one I feel responsible for his death because he was getting me.
Okay.
Oh, you're such an idiot.
Tangent. I was surprised how bloody his death was. It was in black and white, but
I know. I mean, the beginning. Oh my gosh, just the crazy music, just bam, right away, get in there. You're like, okay, what's coming? Yeah, and then this guy just gets it with this huge, so much blood. It was awesome.
He looks like somebody standing at the train station and somebody spits tobacco out the window as they go by.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Kind of
You're
did.
so right.
I was thinking they were spraying him with a bottle of Hershey's chocolate syrup.
Yeah, there probably was. But then he got.
He got another big spurt after that. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Uncensored Jeff here right now, right?
Well, there was well, it was a lot of blood. It was a lot of blood.
Yes.
Okay, so,
yeah, exactly what I was saying. Yeah.
He holds up this little thing, this bracelet he's got for his daughter. Now, there's also while he's driving. Unfortunately, when he decides to look at the bracelet and feel pleased with himself, a spider.
Oh, there's the bloody all over him. Yeah, at the top. Yeah.
That's why I say he got another blast. Like that was the first one. Then it splattered the whole side of his face.
Then it sucks to be him later, right?
Yeah. And just to take a side trip here, these two pictures. That picture is where Carol and Mike walk into the cave.
Doug's doing some foreshadowing down here.
And then down at the bottom is the people out looking for him. The locals are great. I love how the sheriff just made fun of the kids coming in talking about a spider, and he just, a big spider. The science teacher calls him up and has a different way of talking to him, and he all of a sudden is, yeah. Well, in fact, my deputy's mounting a search party now. Go get a bunch of guys.
Yeah, he was something else.
Oh, but he was great, though. He was great.
He was great.
Yeah.
Bring in the bug juice.
Bring the bug juice. And talking to the operator. All right, sister, when is this line going to get back on? Okay, thanks, sister. What? That was hilarious.
All right. Well, so what I would consider our other two leads are Ed Kemmer as Professor Art Kingman. It's a high school science teacher as a professor, I guess. I mean, it was a high school. They had a sign right on the building. It said it was a high school. Okay.
Yes.
And Gene Roth is the sheriff.
Gene Roth is the sheriff.
He's got Boku credits. Now,
yeah, he was in a ton of stuff.
Ed Kemmer, guys, what's Ed Kemmer been in?
Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I remember from.
He was also in Space Patrol.
Oh my God. Space Patrol.
Like 5 years of Space Patrol. And he was Captain Buzz Corey.
Looks like they're having fun.
182 episodes. And he got, I think I saw somewhere on his credits it said he got $8 an episode.
Oh, wow.
Well, in the 50s.
Yeah.
That's like getting a couple of grand a week.
5 years, so it's about 30 and that much. No. And there's his crew. He's in the front there with his uniform on with the lightning bolt flying the whatever it was.
Look at him go.
And then the Twilight Zone he was in was Nightmare at 20,000 Feet.
Mm-hmm.
The one?
The episode.
He's
That's
there.
The episode.
They're talking to the William Shatner.
Shatman.
Look at the token ethnic guy standing in the back, comedic relief back in the
Oh
yes,
my God.
with the mustache.
Yeah, I don't know what their names were. And when I looked at
probably something offensive like Mario or Luigi. Or
they must have changed their uniforms every year, and then every time that they put out a video cassette or something, it had a different cover. The uniforms were different colors. They colorized it totally different. One time they're red, one time they're blue and green.
So you could tell what season it was.
Yeah.
I guess. Anyway, that was, and then he was in Alfred Hitchcock Presents. He was in a crazy film noir called Behind the High Wall, which was about a prison escape that takes a real crazy twist. It's like 4 guys escape from prison and they take another prisoner and the warden as hostages. And then they have a car accident and all 4 of the real prisoners die in the car accident, the real escapees. But the warden, they've just robbed a bank or something. The warden decides, I'm taking this $100,000. And so now we have this guy who's the unwilling escapee. What's he supposed to do? I guess. I don't know. Needlessly complicated. He was in an episode of Science Fiction Theater. He was in Giant from the Unknown, which is a really weird movie about they find like a giant Spanish conquistador mummy or something that comes to life.
Interesting.
As they typically do. Yeah.
Way to go. Back to Gene Roth is a very recognizable character. He's in like every TV show you ever saw then, right?
280 credits. Holy cow.
Yeah.
He was in probably, according to his bio, it's best known for his portrayals as bad guys in many 1940s comedy shorts with the Three Stooges.
That's great.
But he was also in Nightmare Alley, which I know we've talked about this before, but it's a movie that was remade about 5 years ago by Guillermo del Toro. It's a really
What's it called again?
Nightmare Alley. The new one starred what's his name? Bradley
Cooper? No.
Bradley Cooper. Yes.
Is it? Okay.
And I believe I can't remember the other ones. I can picture them, but I can't.
He was in She Demons in 1958.
Indeed.
She Demons.
Zombies of Moratile.
Hey, look at that.
Panther Girl of the Congo. He was also in a Twilight Zone episode. He was in Tower of London, the Roger Corman in 1962. And his last credit, Doc.
The TV show of Planet Leaps.
Really?
He just had a bit part.
Yeah.
That's his role, bit
Oh, I
part.
don't see it on here. Oh.
That's the very top one.
1974,
Oh.
very top thing in his list.
Oh, okay. See.
He also did some serials. He was in the 1948 Superman serial.
Mm.
Kirk
And
Allen. The one with Kirk Allen.
I can't remember who played Superman. I looked it up, but I really don't remember. You're probably right. He was
I think
also,
that's the only one Superman serial there was the Kirk Allen one.
and then he was in the Lost Planet serial in early 1950s. A couple episodes of Space Patrol.
Attack of the Giant Leeches.
Yes. Attack of the Giant Leeches.
I want to live.
7 episodes of The Lone Ranger. And
So much stuff.
Did you guys ever see Atlantis, The Lost Continent?
No.
It's a George Pal film from 1961. I have not seen it either. Twice Told Tales.
Mhm.
That's another one. So
The Courtship of Eddie's Father.
yeah, the movie.
Oh.
Tell you a story about my baby.
Which I did not realize who was in that. When I looked it up, saw who was in it. I can't remember who it was, but it wasn't who I thought it was at all.
I don't
I thought it was
even
Glenn
know they had a
Ford.
movie.
But they had somebody else. Maybe there's a couple of them. I don't know. All right.
Lots of stuff.
Those guys. Now, I do want to mention Hugo the janitor,
Yes.
Hank Patterson, who was Mr. Ziffel on Green Acres.
Oh yeah.
Oh no! That was
Well, that means Petticoat Junction too, right? Is that?
Yep.
Yeah.
And one episode of Beverly Hillbillies. So he's the only person
Oh, really?
on all 3 of them. He was also in The Amazing Colossal Man, Tarantula. He was a tarantula and the spider.
And he was in Gunsmoke. Lots of westerns. Yeah.
35 episodes of Gunsmoke. I think he was like the livery stable guy or something. When it said the livery man as his character. He did 3 episodes of Twilight Zone. One of them was Kick the Can, which is a pretty well-known one that was in the movie in the 80s as well. Attack of the Puckbutt People, Monster on the Campus.
Great titles.
50s classics.
He's the great uncle of Taya Leone.
Really?
Whatever that, I don't know how that.
Oh wow! How'd that happen?
And the last thing that I thought was kind of funny is by the time he was doing Green Acres, he was in his late 70s. He was I think he died in 75. He was like 85 or 86. He was in his late 70s and almost completely deaf. And the producers loved his portrayal so much, they worked around his hearing impairment by having a dialogue coach lying on the floor out of shot, tapping his leg with a yardstick as a cue to speak his line.
Oh, wow.
Good gracious.
I love him. He's one of those guys. He is,
so many things.
And you look at him in his credits, there's a span of like 20 years where he looks the same. From all through the 50s and 60s, he looks the same.
He was also in the James Cagney version of Man of 1,000 Faces.
Yeah.
Lon Chaney, yeah.
Very cool. Him and Gene.
The guy we were just talking about?
Yeah, Gene Roth. The 2 biggest, I thought, character actors in here. Now, there might have been some other ones I didn't get into. Now, I didn't look up because some of these, they just didn't have that big of parts. But like Mike's father was played by Hal Torey. And I think Carol's mother was June Jocelyn. And Professor Kingman's wife was Sally Fraser, who was in a bunch of stuff. She was in It Conquered the World, War of the Colossal Beast, and Giant from the Unknown. But she also, for some reason, the women in this movie tended to like in mid-60s, they just kind of went, nah, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't know if it's the parts they had or what the deal was. But.
Well, I was reading some stuff about June Kenny. It was kind of kind of like that, be kind of feeling like she was typecast or was only going to be in certain movies. And
well, yeah, they got in these movies where Burt Gordon and Roger Corman liked them. And then, and when they were done with them, then it's kind of like, nobody was chomping at the bit.
Yeah.
I did want to mention the. We'll move on to the spider here in a second, but I forgot to bring up the writers, Laszlo Gorog, George Worthing Yates. Laszlo Gorog also co-wrote The Land Unknown in 1957 and The Mole People.
Mole People.
Now, George Worthing Yates he worked a lot with Bert Gordon, so he was involved in Tormented, Attack of the Puppet People, War of the Colossal Beast, The Amazing Colossal Man, the Lone Ranger serial in 1938, Them, one of the co-writers of Them, Conquest of Space, It Came from Beneath the Sea, I think I said Earth versus Flying Saucers, and The Flame Barrier, Space Master X7, which I don't know what that is. And,
it's a rap DJ.
Oh, okay. I just am not keeping up on that stuff. And
Space Master X7.
Have you guys seen Frankenstein 1970?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the one with Boris Karloff that was done in 1958.
Mm-hmm.
He was the co-writer on that. So yeah, this guy did George Worthing Yates did a lot of stuff. All right. I just wanted to get those guys in there. And the music, Albert Glasser did the music, and the music was crazy.
Yeah.
Spider, 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 spider.
Give Doc what he wants. Give him a spider.
Great character face that guy has.
I know. Hugo.
Oh,
man.
Those guys were kind of cool.
Shriveled up bodies. One's her dad, and the other guy's a cop, right? So
yeah. Sent to the neighboring town to get help.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Didn't make it. Yeah.
Didn't quite make it.
What did they not find the janitor guy? Because he got murked too, right?
I think he got murked. Yeah, they didn't see him. Yeah, there they all are looking at the guy, and that was also they said they thought it was likely that Paul Blaisdell did that.
It's pretty funny how big the eyes are.
Yeah.
Looks like this is this was going to be an alien in a movie that they made.
Yeah.
Well, when your body shrinks away from your.
And I like when the professor when he found the deputy, just carried him in over his back and just put him on the ground.
Yeah, he just slapped him over his shoulder, didn't he?
This is Joe. Joe didn't make it, or whatever his name was.
I'll say.
Okay, and then I don't know if I had a bunch of these. These are just.
I think I read that the what they used for the pictures we were just looking at, they used the same one for the two deaths, the father and the.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I saw
the same corpse, just dressed
same corpse,
different outfit.
Close.
Who's gonna know? Who's gonna know?
I didn't notice. I figured we all look the same underneath when you've been sucked dry, right?
They're not gonna know.
So there's another deputy that gets it, right?
Oh, that's right. I forgot about him.
He falls into the web, the cargo, the sticky cargo net.
Yeah, but he just gets like bit or something, right? He doesn't get his blood sucked out. He just gets like
he gets killed.
Like stabbed or bit or something. He's
got slapped really hard.
He got slapped.
He got Mike hammered.
He got Mike hammered. He got hammered.
Doc's been very patient. Here's the.
Oh, here's the good stuff.
Oh, there he is.
This is the one that shows.
Teeny one.
The one. So the one at the top is like. That's not. That's like. How do you do it? That's like
that's
a
photo superimposed.
Yeah. It's a photo on the right side of the rope there, and then they have live people on the other side. And I don't know why. Usually, it's not that obvious to me, but it seemed really obvious. I don't know.
Yeah, I think this is
Probably because it's in crystal clear, high definition.
I suppose
4K.
something wasn't matching. Now, the bottom picture is that then they would cut to this shot of the leg sticking out over a live action shot, and that was a real
Yeah, I like that a lot.
prop.
show.
Yeah.
Tastes like beef jerky.
Yeah.
They only made one. You didn't get to see the others. 7.
Mhm.
Just got one sticking out.
There wasn't.
Double
You
slapping
made me think
people.
about- You made me think about the lizard tail jerky in Terror Vision.
No.
Well,
Spider
now that I'm seeing the guy with the glasses down there, he did get slapped by the.
He does.
Oh, he
He
did
does
get
get
it. He
slapped.
does. He does. Oh my God. He does.
He's like, oh. And the professor's like, oh, no, that was just a.
Oh, it's just a
That
you
was a
silly
muscle
person.
reflex. Happens all the time.
Yeah.
I saw that on my camera.
I wouldn't want to get hit by him if he was alive.
People
I
were
love how
very
they're all-
calm, very
They're all
calm.
taking pictures of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's my naturally born survival instinct, but even if that thing was dead, I just couldn't stand there that close to it and
No way.
stare at it.
No,
I'd
people
be
are so
standing-
calm.
Just inside the doorway.
I sure wouldn't be dancing in there to bad rock and roll music.
Get away. Hey, that was good stuff. What do you mean bad? So now
Oh man.
here's the spider.
There you go.
He's out.
And that's the
So what's
same.
that-
That's
yeah.
the same freaking spider
I know.
that was just
Different
hanging on the
stages.
wall just a minute ago. Is now as tall as a 2-story building.
And then taller than the house.
Yep.
Ah.
It
I
keeps
love
getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Wait, now it's shorter. Now it's
Shorter,
getting bigger
smaller.
again.
I'm going to pack my car and drive away.
Can I pet that dog?
Now, did you also notice how
Okay.
so that was the picture at the top? I thought was pretty good.
Yeah.
that
was good.
sequence coming down the street was
Mhm.
Well,
Pretty
yeah, because
good.
they had the tree in the right place.
That
Yeah.
was good.
Now the middle picture where the sheriff and the professor are inside the police station and he goes walking by and they're looking at the spider out the window. They're not looking at the spider. They're like they're
Oh, I didn't
looking.
notice.
Yeah, their heads turn to follow the spider, but the spider is way behind their head turn. Just
Look at its ass.
yeah.
It's got a baboon ass.
Wow,
Bulbous.
that house is about to get.
The thing that I liked when he was going after Helen, I think that was her name. You know, it was like became personal between him and the professor. He went right to Helen's house.
Yeah.
And
Did
when
go
they-
right down.
like-
down.
Yeah, he like peeked in. I felt I just kind of in my head. I'm like, "Hi, Helen. Is your husband
Uh-huh.
home?" You know, I mean,
Yeah.
it was just like,
Didn't he stick his leg through the window?
He did. He stuck his
Yeah.
window.
Look
They're
at the
like,
size of those
they're like-
legs. I mean,
yeah, through that little.
and she's got her son. She's like
No
just hops
wonder.
to the left. Hops
Yeah.
to the right.
That was great.
Throw the sun to him first so he gets him first so she can get away. That would have been great.
Oh,
I can make another one looks just like it.
and then
I
we
mean, I might
have
have another one.
who can name the Chekhov's gun in this movie?
Hmm.
I just loved it. The first scene we get of the teacher, he's teaching the kids
Oh,
the cathode
yeah,
and the
cathode and the anode.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, no, that was not wasted time.
No, I forgot about that.
We have established.
Here, hold this.
Yeah,
Put the rubber glove on.
it's the Chekhov's anode and cathode.
Mike. Mike's like,
Don't cross the streams.
Exactly.
Yeah, so there's a spider walking down the road, I guess, and then down the bottom shot. It's hard to see in this, but you got the cop and the professor on the right hand side, and Mike.
Spider backing his butt down the hallway. He comes.
No.
I don't
Carol.
know what the character's name was with the guy who was leaving town. He'd had enough, you know,
Yes.
with this metro. But then he sees him and he turns around and he goes back to warn everybody. And he's
Yeah.
just decided, I'm gonna stick around and help these people out.
What happened was they needed a reason to get
there.
Fighters coming back, so let's send this guy out of town.
Well, I left out the DDT stuff. The cop the sheriff just unquestioningly does what the professor says and calls the exterminators.
Have everyone in town drink this Kool-Aid.
How strong do you want this?
Roll a chance.
Well, 2 to 4% for spiders. Make it 50.
Okay.
He doesn't say a word.
It is funny though. He goes into that one cave, and he's all like, "Spider!"
Yeah.
And everybody's watching. We don't see him, and he just comes walking out.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the odds of somebody being able to shoot a bat with a rifle?
Not likely.
Not only that, we just saw I don't remember which ones are the vertical ones, stalactite or stalagmites, but
stalactite hold on tight.
Okay.
Fell down because she screamed,
Right?
right?
I don't know.
I don't know, but yeah, well, she's yelling for daddy or father or dad.
Yeah.
And it makes it fall down. But when he shoots his rifle off 3 times, it doesn't.
Yeah.
There's only one loose one.
I guess.
Yeah, that was it.
I've
been sitting there waiting.
But I'm
and
like,
why shoot the bat? I don't understand.
That might have rabies.
Yeah.
And then he buries it.
I know.
Oh, Jesus.
He buries the bat.
He was.
Did he bury the bat? Did
funny.
I miss him burying the bat?
Yes,
Yeah,
he buried the bat. Yeah.
They cut
Ain't
away to
nobody
something
gonna
else.
give me rabies.
When they come back, he's scraping it. Yeah, now we got it buried, and one of the townspeople goes, "Want to say a few words over it?"
Yeah. Meanwhile, there's a gigantic spider
Exactly.
after, and he's cracking jokes. I'd have cracked one. I'd have buried him too. This is that lousy joke.
Oh,
So-
so funny.
The dynamite guy cracked me up
Yeah.
because he was like, "Get out of my way!"
Oh, right.
He was like the guy from It's a Mad World.
Yeah.
He's
No,
like,
he was
"Get out of
great.
my way! Give me some space, man! Give me some space!"
He was great. That was Mickey Finn,
Mickey Finn.
the
Yeah.
actor's name.
I couldn't tell if he was good at delivering his lines or bad at delivering his lines, but
He was.
he does. It was just.
Let's
was like,
vote on bad.
But
But I liked him.
Yeah.
Oh, it was. He stood out. Let's put it that
Yeah.
way. And if you want to stand out in the movie, you do what this guy does.
Yeah.
I don't know if he got any more work.
Well, yeah.
What did you say? His name was Mike Flynn.
yeah.
His name Haskell, huh?
Mickey Flynn. Yeah.
What did
Why
I say?
were
Oh, Mickey Finn. Yeah, Mickey Finn.
why were there beefcakes? There, when they were shoveling. Why did those 2 guys have to have their shirt off?
I don't know.
All oiled.
It wasn't
It's
that
like,
beefy. It wasn't that
What is
casey.
happening?
Did you bring the baby oil? Yeah, it's right here.
It's so hot. I mean,
I'm
Yeah.
taking my shirt off.
it was
Could you
working, but
Get my back, please. Thank you.
but Haskell didn't.
This chasing
Kept his
spider
shirt
is
on.
hard work.
Yeah.
It really makes me sore.
Oh, my God.
That was
Well,
good.
so back to Mike. again.
Where'd Sam Haskell go? I think they're over there by that bush.
Right at the very beginning, we find out how stupid Mike is because he go. Well, they
No
go to the
question.
cave, and she goes, "We should go," and he goes, "I'm going to take a look. You stay out here." And she goes, "Well, be careful. Don't go in too far, Mike." And then she goes in. Hey, I told you to wait out there.
Yeah.
And then pretty soon she's leading him through the thing.
Screw you. You're a man and men are stupid.
He's always like, "Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
okay."
And there was something. Let's see.
Who was the one that kept calling it an insect? Was it the teacher calling it an insect, or was it somebody else that called it the spider an insect?
I don't know,
I don't
but
remember.
yeah, somebody did several times.
Or was it Mike Simpson, the hero of all heroes?
Private Eye.
Yeah, well, I was telling Jeff that when I was going over the show notes, he basically had like the same things written down at the top of the list was like, how dumb is Mike, or is Mike dumb? And I look at my notes and it's like, Mike, what an idiot. So I'm going through and each one, it's just like that. It was great.
Yeah. How old is Joe?
How old is Joe? Shooting bat. Is Mike an idiot? Just like,
Oh,
check,
also,
check.
did you notice how at the opening of the movie, the credits all shrunk and went,
Yeah.
and the spider ate them, or
Yeah. No, it was great.
Spider, yeah.
I
And then
loved
as
it.
it's gradually zooming in on the
Uh-huh.
spider and getting bigger and bigger.
I mean, I was all in with just as soon as that bum 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 music started happening.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do have one last thing. You know, it doesn't hurt to self-promote just a little bit.
Okay, let's walk past the sandwich board a couple times.
The Amazing Colossal Man and Attack of the Puppet People are showing up his dad's theater.
Oh wow. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Now the street. I was looking at the notes, and the street that Mike and Carol are walking down
Yeah.
is the same street that they use for Back to the Future and Marty. The flies.
Really?
Yeah, the DeLorean getting caught.
Oh, wow.
Wow. I gotta take a look at that again.
I think they said that was one of the most frequently used area.
Yep.
Like that. I think the high school too was actually used as a courthouse for tons of different movies.
Right. Yeah, they call it the Universal Courthouse Square backlot.
Mm-hmm.
Courthouse Square. So.
Well, I also like that wasn't that Puppet People wasn't she in that movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I had a picture of her in that, but apparently I didn't put it on something like
That's
that.
funny.
So, oh well.
Okay, so this one says the film offers much better special effects than its cousin, the much more famous tarantula.
Well, Tarantula is older, so maybe, I don't know.
But does it? But does it?
I smell a stinker.
Oh,
Well,
good stuff. Good stuff.
I don't know. I think I might be done. Are you guys done? Chad done.
Oh yeah.
Oh, now one last question. The spider. Do we have any idea why that spider got so big?
No.
Nope. They never find out. They lock
It's
it up.
just a big spider, and we gotta kill it.
Nor was it incumbent upon them to find out what made it so
Exactly.
Oh,
Oh, didn't they say something like the eggheads wanna
Well, they were
wanna
going to
check
want
it out or
yeah.
something?
That's
they
why.
brought
That's
it
why.
out. Study it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that didn't last long.
Well, we have to go into the cave and see if there's any source of the mutation. Well, we sealed the cave. You idiots! That's the sequel.
Just those lines and this.
Just those lines, and that's it.
We have to find out in case there's others of these that will be. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
funny though, because you were talking about the little kid who was like bloody and wandering around in this street that there was no other human being, and cars were knocked over. That was really disturbing. And then when they first find the spider, the professor goes through all these horrible things that could a spider that size could do, and eggs and taking over and I was just like, that is horrible. And then it never doesn't seem to faze anybody else but me in this town. Just kill it.
Yeah. That was. I don't know that they didn't get what they didn't understand what they had, or maybe that was the only shot they had. Maybe right after that the kids started laughing or something.
Yeah. No, but I liked it because it was really it kind of made me go,
very,
whoa.
Yeah. I think I thought of something else, but it's gone. So okay. Good pick.
Yeah.
Oh, gotta go, Mr. Big.
That was a fun
Mr.
one.
Big, Mr. B-I-G.
I mean, it pretty much had everything. It had giant spiders. It had a song for Chad.
Yeah.
Stupid dialogue.
Stupid dialogue.
Huge monster.
Delivered by
Huge
stupid
mon-
people.
Oh my god.
They had a movie theater. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Anyway,
If you haven't seen it already. You probably have.
Man. If
yeah.
you love
Yeah.
50s monster movies,
Mhm.
sci-fi monster movies, this is you gotta
Right.
watch it.
Yeah, and actually, as we're recording, this is available on a bunch of our partner
Mhm.
Play No Media channels: Classic Sci-Fi Movie Channel, Classic Horror Movie Channel, and Wicked Horror TV. It's also on Shudder, AMC Plus, Prime, Tubi, Crackle. It's out there, folks. So
It's out there. You can't get away from it. But I was just really happy to watch it because, like I said, I love Food of the Gods, and around this time of Food of the Gods was Saturdays, hanging out at home with the TV on with my mom and some giant spider ant or plane crash full of spiders from some other country. I mean, that's
Praying
I
mantis.
love that stuff. Yeah, the praying mantis. Always something happening.
speaking
And
of
I
spiders,
just love
did
that
Jeff
so
get
much.
bitten by one because he's in comatose or something there?
Jeppy froze. Jeppy froze.
Oh,
At first, I thought he was just had that natural dumb look he usually has.
Jeppy froze.
Chad.
Oh no.
Then I was like, he's not moving.
Oh, there he goes. He'll be
There
back.
he goes. Well, while we wait for Jeff to return, we welcome you to join us on Patreon as well as Gruesome Magazine, patreon.com/Patreon. And you can see these about a week early, sometimes earlier than when they go live. And you can also get some unique content. We are reviewing from the 70s. Kolchak the Night Stalker. All 20 episodes, wrapping that up. So it's a lot of fun.
It's been a great series too.
Yep.
Really has.
So good.
Well, should we do feedback?
I think we should do feedback.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
He said, hang on, he said something. He lost his internet. All right, so we'll wrap it up. All right, so we'll go ahead. So feedback, we'll start off with, it just came back up. We'll go ahead and start off with Curse of the Crimson Altar. Chad.
From Berliner. Oh, zero. If you don't like this review, you'll be forced to sign the book. Ha 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 ha.
Ha 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 face, ha ha face, ha ha
That's what
face,
it-
ha ha face.
yeah, that's what Sign the book.
Up next is Planet of the Apes. Should I do that one and let you do
Yeah.
Kiss Me Deadly? Okay.
Sure. Sounds great.
All right. Joe Lash Adali.
That's it.
Lash-
Joe Lashadati.
Yes.
Joe Lashadali. I'm sorry.
Yes. Joe says, for Planet of the Apes, I had the metal trash can, sleeping bag, figures, and lunchbox as well. Power Records released a series of comics with a 45 record, including where you could read along. I actually still have a couple.
Oh
Cool.
gosh,
Ooh,
that's
nice.
so cool.
They also did Monster Series. The movie was really successful, showing how and what was possible to market toward kids. What's amazing, this was all done before Star Wars.
Yeah.
It definitely
That's-
laid the ground for Star Wars.
Yeah, I definitely remember how big a push that was for the merchandise and not having ever seen that type of
Top
thing.
cards,
before.
Topps cards as well.
Yeah, Topps cards. Yeah, all that good stuff.
Such a good movie.
It is indeed. All right, and then last up is from episode 192, Kiss Me Deadly, Daphne.
Okay, Kiss Me Deadly from Jose. Hi, Jose. I saw this only once back in the 90s on TNT, I think. It was pretty striking and strange scenes stuck in my mind. His reel-to-reel tape answering machine.
Yes.
Yes. Cloris Leachman running in the raincoat and then having something unseen and horrible happening to her. If my memory is correct, it's correct. And the final shot of the house's demise when the all-important box is opened. I do have a DVD, but this one would seem to be one that I should pick up on the Blu-ray now available. Dr. Cyclops is a marvel of its time, but it was in 3-strip Technicolor.
Mm.
We just talked about Dr. Cyclops.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, there's our feedback, and we love feedback, by the way. Whoa, our faces. We love
Thanks,
our
JJ.
feedback. We'd love to hear what you think of all of this and other movies that we cover.
Yeah.
And we also love suggestions. So you can do that by sending feedback to feedback@gruesomemagazine.com, or you can leave comments on our YouTube channel, our Facebook group, or even the website.
Yeah.
Or somebody else's website, but we may not read those. All right.
I think there's a way to comment on Patreon too.
Yes, you can, and you should join Patreon so you can do so. Well, that's it for this episode. We will be back in 2 weeks, focusing on a specific film released between 1920 and 1969. Next up, chosen by Chad, is
Them with James Arnett and James Whitmore.
Yes, finally available again.
Yeah.
On streaming. It has been kind of missing for a
long time.
Few years, yeah. This is absolutely my favorite giant monster movie.
Yeah, definitely.
I love it. I can't wait to watch this movie again and talk about it. It's gonna be so much fun.
I only saw it once, and it was a long time ago, so I'm looking forward to seeing it too. Yeah,
always worth another watch.
Yeah,
it's a great movie.
All right, so join us in just a couple of weeks for that. All right, Jeff, thank you for joining us. Chad, thank you for
Special guest star.
All right, with that, let's go ahead and say goodnight.
Good night.
Good night, folks.
And good night from Jeff.
Yes.
Ba-ding.